केंद्र ने देश की शिक्षा प्रणाली में सुधार के लिए 2020 में राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति पेश की, लेकिन लगभग 3 साल बाद भी इसे विरोध का सामना करना पड़ रहा है। खासकर देश दक्षिण से तमिलनाडु के खेल मंत्री और मुख्यमंत्री एमके स्टालिन के बेटे उदयनिधि स्टालिन ने कहा है कि एनईपी हिंदी थोपने का एक और प्रयास है और उनका राज्य इसका विरोध करेगा।
I haven't seen our interview, but they are trying to impose Hindi in the way of the new education policy, and DMK will object in any way if Hindi is imposed in Tamil Nadu.
Joining with me, the Education Minister, Mr. Madhu Bangarappa, sir, with us. Sir, the CM has stated that they will be scrapping the new education policy in the next academic year. What do you say on that?
Yeah, we are coming out with our own state education policy. It will be little change in the interest of children. We have done that, and that was, as you all know, that it was part of our manifesto also. If we have come into power, it is all that people have agreed for these kind of changes. They have changed the government also. So I think end of the day I have to address that. In the interest of children, I think our department, higher education and the whole education department in our state, I think it's going to change also.
And also now the BJP is claiming that the Congress is spoiling the students' life by changing, by scrapping this new education policy.
No, I would like to answer them. If they have changed the textbooks for last year, this thing, and if they are voted out, and if we are in saying that we are going to change the textbook, then which we have already done, I think you have the answer there. You did a mistake, that's why you lost. We have corrected it. I think we'll stay.
Sir, and also now you are bringing up a new rule that we should have preamble in all the schools, so that it will be useful for the students to read what is preamble and get to know what it is actually.
Since in our country, Constitution is the most important thing, and it's a sacred thing for our country and for our living. If we all are there with rules and regulations, what we are living, let that essence start from the childhood only, and which is the most important.
It's very sad that Karnataka Chief Minister has given the statement that Karnataka government will not implement NEP 2020 in higher education from this year. Practically through NEP 2020, our country would like to make our students a global students. But if Karnataka government does this kind of action, then the student of Karnataka will go out of the state, and it will be very bad situation for the Karnataka. I will request Karnataka CM, don't do such things considering the career of the students.
The decision to change NEP at this juncture is a foolish decision. NEP is deliberated for several years throughout the country. The very Siddaramaiah government has approved the draft. It's a landmark policy, and if this government thinks of withdrawing it, it will be at the cost of the future of our children. And regional language and mother tongue is also encouraged in this. Instead of that, if these people do this, it's a retrograde step, and I am sure that none of the parents will agree, none of the students, college students will agree, none of the academicians will agree. It is petty political reason they're trying to change the whole thing.
As of now, what the Education Minister says is that the government would be forming a panel, and this panel would then be reviewing, what reforms need to be brought into the education policy. But, if we are to look at education in the state of Karnataka and the kind of controversies that have erupted in the past as well, even during the BJP's tenure for that matter, we saw how, change in textbooks had become a massive talking point over here. It had in fact become a bone of contention, with the Congress then latching on to the former government, saying that they're trying trying to saffronize education. And that was one aspect, of course. Having said that, we're also in fact seeing now educationists, raising concerns about how frequent change of education policies and frequent change of, syllabus in textbooks for that matter could have a grave impact on the lives of students. Having said that, as far as Karnataka is concerned, we are given to understand that the government is going to formulate a state education policy. What are the contents of this policy going to be, and how is this policy going to be implemented? Would this have any actual change in the syllabus or what students are going to be studying? Well, all of this is something that they're going to divulge in the coming days. But one thing that's quite certain is that in the next 1 year or so, the government is certain to be scrapping the new education policy.